Today I'm responding to a subscriber question. What is inside Efnote drums? We're going to be opening up two drum pads today, produced by Efnote, that should essentially cover all types that they produce, other than their kick drums. First we'll look at the 8-inch tom, that was actually only relatively recently released with the advent of their 500 and 700 series kits. Once we take the mesh head off, you can see three cones on the outside circumference of the drum. This approach was popularised by ATV a few years back, as it sort of minimises hot spotting. The three-cone design here actually has 6 piezos in total, one under each cone and 3 more around the rim. Now we're going to open up one of the quarter shell drum pads that are on the 3 and 3X kits. Again, there are 3 cones under the mesh head here, and we're showing you the mounting solution for the drum pads here that, unlike the 500 and 700 series, this sort of one uses the hanging shell adapter style, which I actually quite like and works well. Unlike the 8-inch tom, which was frankly very expensive and therefore I really don't want to mess with, I'm going to go a little bit deeper with this drum so you can see a bit more. I'm curious to know if this one is actually kind of like one molded plastic shell, or is it like a mount that's dropped into a wooden shell? So I'm taking off all of the lugs to see sort of what happens. The lugs on this cheaper 3 and 3X models are plastic, by the way, unlike their more expensive full drum offering. And as far as I'm aware, these pads are very similar indeed, maybe the same as the Artesia Pro Legacy Series drums, which would sort of make sense given how close the partnership is between the two companies. And yes, sure enough, it sort of turns out that they are properly molded one pieces of plastic, these shells, unlike the 8-inch tom that I showed you before, which is a full proper wooden shell. So this looks like a really cool design actually. I'm really glad that I've opened this up because it kind of looks like they've got a piezo under the cone and then another isolated under the mount, which I suspect might be the rim trigger piezo. You've seen this section, of course, in the previous video. If you check that out, awesome, thank you, on Efnote cymbals. And let me know in the comments if you've got any questions about Efnote products, and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to know more about electronic drums more broadly. In the next video, I'm going to be installing and reviewing a Jobecki kick drum trigger, as well as doing some clever and innovative cable management by sort of using the bass drum itself to pass through a whole bunch of tom and cymbal lines so that we get less mess around the kit. So yeah, stay tuned.